Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Here is a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Freddy. Freddy, you have to get up. We've got a morning show to do.
Just give me 5 more minutes. Where'd I put my hat?
Come on, Freddy. You don't have time. Get out of bed.
I can never find my hat when I need it.
We'll get the hat at the studio. Let's go. Pour yourself some coffee and get to the studio because it's time for the morning show.
Now, where's my bell?
Welcome to the morning show with Dawn and Freddy S., the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Welcome to the morning show. We were waiting because they're cleaning up outside, and do you hear all that noise?
I hear all the noise.
All the noise.
I was going to say, if anyone is actually ever waiting for us to come on time, it doesn't happen. But it's all good. We're here.
Well, we have some expansions.
I think we got to turn that light on so we can see you. I never think of you as having dark skin, but you're always
Michael,
dark.
Can you turn the light on so the dark skin guy can get some?
You got it? You're always dark on film. I guess it's the black hat kind of.
No, it's because I'm George of the Jungle. Oh!
Look at Heather.
Really? Is that you getting?
Donut, please.
Is that you? I got it. Standing on furniture.
I mean, she got it.
She got it though. She got it. Anyway, morning. Happy Tuesday to you. What a day. I have to tell you, the stage looks amazing. I did have a total mental breakdown over the dust and the layers of cleanliness that we had to go through. But now that we've gotten through that, and I know he's coming back today, we're good.
My sister called me last night. She watched the show. No, she watched the show.
Yeah.
And she says, why would you tell people a lie? Then I went, the bathroom's dirty. I said, Mimi, because it was true. She said, no, it wasn't, stupid. I go, yeah, it was. She says, well, I didn't mean anything by that. I just wanted it to be clean. And I said, yeah, but after I cleaned it 2 times, I didn't clean it the third and told you and threatened you that I wasn't going to do it again. You said it was fine.
It's nice that you and your sister still act like you're 2, 4, 8, 12.
Sometimes.
It's like you've just never gotten out of that whole siblingness.
We still act like we're 12. I can't lie.
Isn't that funny?
I love it when she came to the studio here. I said, maybe just drink, keep drinking more. And she's like, you're so stupid. That's her new nickname for me, so stupid. Sir Stupidness. We had shirts. My name was Sir Stupidness. Me and Ruby D.
It's like you're 12.
Somebody got to be.
It's like I don't know. It's funny though. It's kind of cool. You have siblings?
I have.
Yo, Dorito?
Thank you for announcing me. I have 3 older siblings.
You got potato chips?
No.
You have 3 older sisters?
Older siblings. I have 2 brothers and a sister.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You get along with them?
Yeah. We're close, but we fight a lot. But we're close, so we get over it in like 2 seconds. So.
You fight a lot with your siblings?
No.
Yes, you do.
I don't fight a lot with anyone except you. In all fairness, you're the only person that I really fight with because you're the only person that I can be 100% honest with. Or at least 95% honest with.
Yeah, how does that mean?
It's true because there's like no consequences. I can totally be honest.
Wow.
Ever notice that you can.
Wow.
You're not
Wait, hold on a second. Let me take your shoe out of my ear.
There's no negative consequences because it's like we're back here again tomorrow and then we figure it out. It's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. You're forced to get along or to figure it out at least.
We got to figure it out. So.
Yeah, because you know something. To me, it doesn't make any sense.
What doesn't? Me?
When you argue. I have seen Dawn do the Three Stooges shuffle. You know what that is?
What's that?
He bangs a foot and then makes a circle.
We're gonna get really mad. I know.
Just makes a circle on one foot. You ever seen that?
Yes.
What?
You've seen it, right? She does the Three Stooges shuffle. So she gets angry at me. She stomps her foot and then she hops around in
I
a
was
circle.
really mad, and then that was bad. I was mad that
She was
day.
going
I
that
wasn't
way,
mad
this
at
way.
You. I was just mad at something
No,
else.
you were mad at me. You're always mad at me. That's okay. I know.
But I think you see the best and the worst of me, which is kind of funny.
It's all the same.
But I can be honest. So siblings, maybe we're like siblings from a past life.
I swear, you were the sister that punch in the head.
Or we're married in a past life.
No, not
divorced.
that.
Now we've got all this
Abs-
karma that we're dealing with.
Absolutely not.
Past life karma.
I would be paying the divorce guy before we said I do. I
But
don't.
siblings are interesting. Like, does your relationship change when we get older?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, 100%. I've seen it. It happens between my siblings. Like, when I was a kid, my sister and my brother did not get along at all. He hated her. I wouldn't say hate. He just really didn't like her. He would never say, I love you, never wanted to hang out with her. Now they act like an old married couple, which is
Is there
really,
an
really
age
weird.
difference?
Yeah, they're 4 years apart.
So not that much.
Not a crazy amount, but as she got old, like my sister, she got older, she started liking his interests, and now she watches the game with him, and she started getting to Pokemon, and she's just she's just a third brother at this point. She's just one of them now.
Kima, how old are these people?
My brothers are 25 and 23, and they still play Pokemon. When I was a kid, they used to make me and my sister pretend we were their trainers and make them fight each other. They just never got over that phase. They're grown adults.
Someone in the studio, was it you, Sarah, who sold your Pokemon cards?
No, I never had Pokemon.
There's someone in the studio who sold their Pokemon cards. They told me this
I
last
feel like that would
week.
be Josh. That's something he would do.
No, it's a,
Yes,
it's a new.
he's a giant Pokemon.
It's somebody
nerd.
new, and they made a lot of money. And I said we had all these baseball cards, and they said they would hook us up, but not in a bad way. They'd give us the connection on who was buying cards. I had to find out who it was.
They started getting very popular again recently. They have their hiccups. When Pokemon Go came out, I think that's what it calls, right? That
It went
video
electronic,
game.
didn't it? Is that what changed?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
an
all
AR
just
game.
cards at first, and then they moved to that. They made that TV show that made it really popular, and then now the mobile game came out a few years ago, and then it kind of slowed down, and now again
That's the one I
cards are
play.
becoming a thing.
The mobile game on your phone.
Yeah, where you would find. But I
You
think,
look for the Pokemon.
Yeah, but there was this. I don't know if it was a rumor or not. I think it was real, but apparently they had to a lot of people were leaving the game because people got in
Yes.
dangerous situations because
Yes.
of it. If there was
Yeah.
a water Pokemon in a lake, someone went in
Somebody
and drowned or something.
Yes. And
Yeah.
there was also a car accident because
Yeah.
the guy was chasing the Pokemon. I was
while
at the radio
driving.
station. Jody introduced me to it. And it gives you a warning. There's a Pokemon, and as you get closer, the phone goes crazy.
Hey, you were in the parking lot.
It was in the
finding-
parking
chasing
lot.
a
Yes, you
Pokemon,
remember
right?
that? And I was chasing this Pokemon. I almost got hit by a car.
Oh wow. Yeah,
So
it's
I said,
dangerous.
delete.
Siblings are sibling. I don't know if it's a rivalry. Relationships change. You have a brother.
Yeah, he's 5 years younger. But we always had the joke that he was always 3 going on 30, and I was always
30 going on 3.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's the one who, when he was 3 years old, we went to Disney for the first time, and that's what he wanted to do with his life, and he actually achieved it. He's now working for the Disney Cruise Line.
Oh
Do
wow.
you get along
amazing
with your
choice.
brother?
I do for the most part. I love him. He's as my mother put it, he's the only person in the world that shares the exact same blood as you. And ever since then, he and I have, when we were growing up, we had a little bit of difficulties. But
So you came to the understanding that biologically you are the same.
yeah,
And then
We're different.
That changed your relationship.
pretty much. But
I see.
we always joked he was street smart. I had the sheer, I had the sheer physical strength. So by working together, we actually balanced out each other's.
You made a person.
Is he as big as you are?
No, he's taller but thinner.
So you and him combined become one person.
Right. It's like Master
brain
Blaster
and the-
from Beyond Thunderdome.
Or the thing at Disney World where there's this little guy and he explodes like in the 4D films?
Yeah.
If you and your brother shared that, then you guys could explode and be like more people. What's his name? The little guy that...
Waldo.
Is this Waldo? He always got the little glasses and he's like, what is he?
Poindexter.
He's meant to be a digital 3D effect.
So
I
he
thought it
just
was
explodes
Poindexter.
into different things.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's the name of the dog in Underdog with the glasses? Poindexter?
No, it's Shoeshine Boy.
No, that's the boy. What about the dog?
Isn't it Sherman?
That was Sherman.
Sherman.
You're thinking Peabody and Sherman.
Yes.
Which is by
Peabody
Ward
and Sherman?
Kimball. J. Ward Films. He's also the guy that did George of the Jungle, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
George of the Jungle. I remember that cartoon.
So it's actually, that's, believe it or not, that's why those characters are at Universal.
I think we should do a throwback thing. I was reading something today. Do you remember your grandmother's lipstick? Like, do you remember the lipstick that your grandmother wore?
She never had lipstick.
Did your
My
your
grandmother's.
grandmother never wore lipstick?
My grandmother's didn't.
I don't think I was either they weren't alive when I was born or I was so little when they passed that I just don't remember them. So
I was reading something talk about everyone remembers their grandmother's lipstick, this classic iconic color of whatever the color is.
Your mother.
no.
My mother.
Your mother puts on purple hair, purple lipstick, purple
So
eyeshadow.
here's the funny thing. I wonder if I was targeted for this ad. Not in a bad way, kind of in a funny way. Like maybe they know my mother. Because it came back, I'm thinking maybe it was Chanel red, like a classic Audrey Hepburn red. I'm reading through the whole article. No, it's black cherry from Clinique. Which is funny that you said that because when I was at my mom's the other day, we were taking pictures and she says, I can't take any more pictures. It's her 80th birthday. I need my lipstick. All right. So they go, the aide gets her lipstick. It's this black cherry from Clinique. How would my phone know to send me that article? That was the lipstick my mother had on.
Because of the
how weird is
cookies.
that?
Because when you're looking up stuff, through like Amazon and all that, it stores those things.
You think it recognized her lipstick
No, you
in
don't.
the
You don't.
pictures?
You don't
Yes.
need to look at it.
I don't-
She heard it. They heard it say.
They do listen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It
Like when
was
you're
just-
having a conversation with your friend about something really specific and then you go on like Instagram and you see it, like that's not a coincidence.
No, it shows up on your phone. They
Because
always
it's
miss it.
Clinique's black cherry. I'm like, that's the most iconic lip
I
color.
wish you wouldn't say that. It's gonna show up on my phone.
Clinique black cherry lipstick.
And she
So
says it
here's
again.
The funny thing, I actually have. So it says, what kind of black cherry do you like? So I go scroll through. I have the lip gloss in my drawer. Apparently it takes on everyone's color differently. So like if you wore it, or you wore it, or I wore it, it would be different. If you wore it, it'd be a different color also.
Can a man wear that?
Warmth.
Lipstick?
Yeah.
Of course.
You've seen the rock stars do it.
I can't tell anyone what to wear or not wear.
So you think it would be? I can see your face already. You ever seen a crinkled Dorito? So a
Listen,
guy shouldn't wear lipstick?
if he wants, I don't want to get canceled. If he wants to wear lipstick, he can.
Hundreds of years ago, it wasn't uncommon for guys to do that.
You know, high heels were made for men, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Like back then, like to make them seem taller.
In fact, that's how the platforms were invented
Did
in the
Napoleon
middle.
wear high heels?
No, he should have, because he was only 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like back then, during the medieval times, the women actually had platform shoes, so it would keep their dresses out of the
mud.
The
Why
mud,
did they just make the dresses shorter?
because
No,
it was
'cause-
considered improper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see the ankles.
So they wore high heels?
So hold on. So men wore platform shoes.
Yeah, I
It was
mean,
designed
look
for
at the
men?
shoes that George Washington
high
wore.
heels.
So why can't men wear lipstick?
I didn't. I said they can.
Would you be friends with a man that wore lipstick?
I have a gay friend.
I didn't say gay. You see, why is it that if I wear lipstick, I gotta be gay?
I mean, rock stars do it all the time.
I find it hard to believe that you're 100% straight if you're a man and you wear lipstick. Am I getting
Are you
canceled?
I'm
serious?
I might
thinking,
be.
I think of all the no, I think it's fine what you said, but think of all the stereotypes we've created in our society.
Yes,
Of what's
lipstick being one
okay-
of them.
Of what's okay and what's not okay.
Can
And
men wear nail polish?
well, that was my next
Rock
point.
stars?
You judge differently.
Stop it with the rock star. Can a normal human being,
you can
not
wear
gay,
anything
not
you want
gay,
to wear.
can he wear nail polish and not be discriminated against?
Well, I go, one of my things is people give me a hard time for wearing my Ren Fair stuff, and I go, what makes me any different than the guys at the sports game that are covered head to toe naked in body paint wearing cheese wedges?
Because they're doing it for a reason. You get
Same
dressed
thing.
that way
I
just
like
to
the
get
ad
dressed.
with the cheese wedge on his head.
Right, but I'm saying they're showing their support in their own
At
way.
a game.
Right.
But if you dress like you dress normally, like you come to work that way, is that considered normal?
Well,
Depends. I work in film. So why wouldn't it be normal?
being into sports is considered masculine, and being into that, like cosplay and stuff, is considered to be more nerdy,
Feminine?
I guess.
But
no,
think,
not
why
feminine,
those
just
societal
nerdy.
norms? Who created? We should do a piece on that. Who created
Cookie
the
Monster
societal
did.
norms
Cookie Monster
of
created.
who can wear lipstick and nail polish and who can't?
Cookie Monster.
Like, where
If
did
I
that
see
go
a guy
back
wearing
to?
nail polish, I might not assume he's gay, but I probably think he's emo a little bit.
He's what?
Like emo? With
What's
the black nail polish?
Or
What's he-
goth.
Yeah.
What about metrosexual? Is that another
I
one?
don't know if that's still a thing.
I don't know
Exactly.
all the
I don't think it's
sexuals.
as common as it used
I
to
can't
be, that
keep up.
term. What is metrosexual?
I don't even know how to describe it. I
Do,
can look it up.
do you
Kinda
have
like
two
a
mics
man-
over there?
I think it's a guy. who's
Heather, you gotta
into
use two mics.
Into grooming.
So a
Me-
feminine guy.
Well, no, he's
I
not
know a
feminine.
He's just in
guy.
touch
No,
with his grooming
no,
routine.
hold on. He's not feminine.
No, I can
Stop
tell you
saying
right now.
that.
I can tell you right now.
A
A
guy.
metrosexual is a man who is very concerned with his appearance and
Yes.
grooming and is often associated with being fashionable and urban.
That's you, Freddie.
That ain't me. There's a lot of things I am, but I ain't one of them.
You're not fashionable and urban.
But I know somebody who is dating a guy. Me and Freddie used to say he's metrosexual. We used to say, you smell delicious. That's where that whole thing came from.
You went up to this man and said, "You smell delicious."
I have said that to
You
many
smell
men.
metrosexual, is that what you said?
No, I said you smell delicious.
That's probably why some people think you're gay.
Nobody thinks I'm gay.
Those guys do. They think you're hitting on them.
Not at all. I ain't hitting on him. There was a producer in here. He wore a cologne. Remember this guy?
Josh, JP.
JP. I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody said, "Come on!" Everybody said, "What the hell are you wearing? It's delicious." It was unbelievable. And I used to say to him, "You smell delicious." Now, if you smell cranky, I'm gonna say you stink. It's the same difference.
Can you
And-
tell people that? Would you tell people
Let me see.
like what's the limit of
Yeah, I
what
could
you would
tell
be
people that.
honest and tell people?
I just like, for example, if I'm sitting next to somebody on that said the program van that I was part of, the guy just walks around the perimeter all day and never takes a shower. I'm going, get away from me, you stink.
So you
No,
could
I
say
wouldn't
that to
say
somebody.
that.
Here's my philosophy. If you can fix it in the moment, I think it's okay. But if not, it's just rude. Like, let's say I have a perfume or a deodorant spray on me, and I'm like, go to my friend, I'm like, girl, here. Like, you need that? Like, I think that's okay. But if I'm just like, you stink, and then I walk away, it's like, what is she supposed to do with that? Like,
Well, I'm gonna give you a Bronx hustle.
oh, God.
A Bronx hustle. So let's say that you have you're a little offensive. You're a little ripe today. Whatever the deal is. Instead of walking up to the person and saying, "My goodness, you stink," you walk up and go, "Oh my God, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to whatever you're wearing. Can you change it? Please go to the bathroom, shot, take water, and then do something else." You see, that gets you out of the bind
That's a
and saying,
whole lot of conversation
Yeah,
to
if-
have, though.
Household.
Well, is it
they're
better
not,
than
they're
saying you
clearly not
stink?
wearing anything if they stink. So what are
"Well,
you allergic to? Their
that's
presence?
their perplexity." They go, "Wait a minute, I'm not wearing anything." Well, maybe then it's your body. I don't know. Can you put something?
I would
on it?
actually cry if you go up to me and you say I'm allergic to whatever you're wearing, and I know for a fact I'm not wearing anything. I will cry.
Why?
I'm a sensitive. I'm just a girl.
So I should just say, should I scratch and sniff? Should I sniff? I go like this, honey.
You know what's funny though is to see Freddie's reaction to the different people in the studio. How you treat everyone
Because
differently.
girls have an advantage over me, yes.
No.
It's like when they send her, "Can we get an open bottle of booze today?" No!
An open bottle of what?
Booze.
Oh.
And then when she came up to ask me that, all the guys were standing behind her laughing. They were all laughing. All of them were like,
And I
I
didn't
look,
even know what happened until 3 days later you told me.
I said, "Wow, they set you up." No, you can't take a bottle of booze out of here. And they're all standing there because they knew what the answer was going to be.
No, you can't. But it's interesting to watch how you talk to everybody differently.
Me?
You.
I talk to everybody the same.
That's true. You're pretty honest the way it is.
I have to be honest. If I'm not honest, the world is not going to be honest. At least I'm telling you the truth. So you can take the burden. You could take that right jaw to the jaw and get up. And it's not gonna
Yeah,
kill you to
That's
take
how my
criticism.
family is. We don't pull any punches in terms of that.
No,
I
do.
feel like everything's changed though, and I'm not getting political in the
Yeah,
past
you're getting
week.
political.
In the past week,
And it's political.
the pulse of
It's political.
society has changed.
Oh, it
I think
hasn't.
everyone's just so sensitive these days. Like,
I
you
think we're
can't,
too
you
sensitive.
can't talk without offending someone.
You can't say nothing. If I say your hair looks lovely today, I'm offending you. Well, why didn't it look better yesterday?
Yeah.
Are you telling me it didn't look good yesterday? What are you telling me? I'm like, whoa.
I went to Trader Joe's yesterday on my way home, and someone says, "Your hair looks really nice." And I'm like, "What? Thank you." Like, random compliment.
Was it a guy or a girl?
It was a girl.
Wow.
It's real if it comes from a girl. Like, it just hits different, you
And
know?
like
So,
at
like-
the end of the day, I'm like, if you don't want anything, it was just
Like
we're
for
in the business of people always wanting something.
like for example, me, I open doors and pull out chairs for women all the time, but I'm always afraid they're gonna think I'm like creepy for giving them a compliment on their makeup.
Only
Oh
ask
my
her if they're wearing
God.
Clinique Black Cherry. It's like the new line.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I saw this video about this guy. He was recording himself walking up to these girls late at night, and he was like, "Hey guys, like, do you know where I could find like this like thing, whatever?" They're like, "Oh yeah, sure, it's like down the block, whatever." And he's like, he turns away from he goes to the camera. He's like, "Yo, and that's why I talk like that in front of girls, because otherwise they don't think I'm gay. They're not gonna help me out. Be like, oh
True
hey
that.
mama, where do I find this place?" I'm like,
True that.
are guys actually doing? They're pretending to be gay just
Yes.
to not scare off girls.
I did it in high school.
Really?
I made believe I was gay.
What, to get into the sleepovers?
I got into everything. Girls were inviting me to everything. You should have seen when they found out that the football team told them, he's not gay. He's getting over on you.
But you
Oh
think
my
dialect,
God.
people's dialect and how they talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then now look
Absolutely.
look at what's going on with all these sports players. Some of them have an urban dialect,
What's
but
an
you-
urban dialect?
like
hell
she
is that?
was acting.
Hey mamas.
Or that's an urban dialect?
Yes,
Sports players don't do that.
some of them do.
Sometimes because
But
they
because
taking
they've got
juice
so
and
much
voices
money-
are a little higher.
But because they've got so much money, and you wouldn't think twice about it. But you
There's
know,
gay football players.
gay does I mean urban.
Gay. There's
Yeah,
urban
what?
football players, urban
Most
baseball
of them
players.
are.
Well, they're in a different form of the eye. You know, when you attack a baseball or football, you would think that it's a manly men, but a lot of these guys are very sensitive.
They play ballet on their free time.
And then look at Travis
Herschel Walker
Kelsey and
did
Taylor
ballet.
Swift.
Really?
Are they not like the biggest power couple?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a Swiftie.
Travis Kelsey, I'm not either, and Taylor Swift.
Oh, please!
I
I'm
I'm
feel
so
very
like they've got
anti Taylor Swift, actually.
The world, like,
I
right
don't like her either.
Thank
here.
God. Think you guys are surreal.
Are you guys talking back there?
Yeah.
They're talking about Swifty.
We all
We're
hate
saying
Taylor
how
Swift.
we don't like Taylor Swift.
She's
like,
just
at
the.
all.
She needs to, whoever told her to keep making music needs to be demoted immediately.
Why? She's
Fired.
just she
She's
just
actually-
Yeah.
she just topped the all-time selling
I
list.
don't get it. Her music isn't good. Like, I don't. I think these 50s are just so stubborn and they don't want to admit it. But they know her music's bad. You can't listen to it and be like, oh, wow,
Well-
this is really good. I think that's physically impossible.
Well, I love Taylor Swift simply for the fact that she donates half of the proceeds on concerts to the staff that work the concert.
You can be a great person and still not be talented.
Well, that's okay. Madonna to me was the best marketer, not the most talented person in the world either. Again, talent is in the eye of the beholder. It depends on what you do with the talent. Depends
Well,
on how you-
talent is the spark. Hard work is the rest.
Yeah. And so I love Taylor Swift simply because of what she does for others. Now, if she didn't do that for others, and the music to me, I question no matter what, but people seem to like it. Now, there was a thing on the air that was talking about how influence has changed, how you dominate people's mindsets, the things that you say. And it's called the overload situation. So what they do is they overload you with facts. We are the best at it. And they use keywords over and over and over. It doesn't matter how much of a BS it really is. None of it is true. The Gulf of America. You say it over
Do you know
and
Google
over.
Maps is now going to
Has
change
to.
their
It's-
maps
it's
to
a
the Gulf
mandate.
of America
They have to.
and Mount McKinley?
They have to.
Because, see, that just makes me crazy because one man who happens to be the head of our country
Happens.
happens to be
the head of a division
Happens
of
to
our
be the most
country.
powerful man in the country.
he can just go out and change things because he feels like it, and then we all have to listen.
Well-
And that makes me think of you telling me I'm a rebel because that, in my mind,
No, I didn't say that was the reason.
I want to be rebellious and say
No, you're
that's
rebellious,
just
but that
wrong.
ain't the reason.
I
That's
feel
just
like
fear.
that's just wrong.
Who are you talking about?
Trump changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Have we actually fact checked that?
Yes,
It's
he did.
100% true.
And now Google
I
Maps
even
is
saw
going
the
to
video
change
of
it.
other people's reactions to it and people just cracking up.
Yeah, people laugh at it until it ain't a joke. Now, AI yesterday is being challenged by DeepSeek.
Oh, so that's gonna be one.
See the news?
Go to Anchor.
Anybody know the news?
It's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's the news
DeepSeek is an AI
Mhm.
that we have in this country. This is from China. It is 1/3 the price to make, so it's the cheapest platform. So yesterday the platforms crashed because everybody downloaded deep seek, away from AI. What's the name of the AI?
Chat GPT.
Chat
The
GPT.
Chat GPT is free.
But it's not. It is, but it isn't. This is better than that. It is better than that. And the way that they did it, we're going to show a clip. But the way that they did it, the markets are sensitive to that kind of data. That one company that does ChatGPT lost $600 billion yesterday. It is a record for one company to lose that much money because of one platform. So do you have the videos?
Yeah.
All right, so let's run one of them first. I think there was the first one, and then Musk second.
Oh, you want Musk second? Okay,
Yeah.
So then do that one first.
So let's do this.
What is the cop slide incident? What could be the story? What happened? That's what they're made. That's out of the factory.
BPD says the officer did not miss any time and he's not facing any disciplinary action.
He shot the slide. Just his instincts.
Yeah. That's why his handcuffs
Stop
flew out.
resisting.
Oh,
Calls
God.
300 cops for backup.
All
So
right,
that's
folks.
the first video.
I've got to talk about something that's been like all over the news lately. It's this new AI model from China called DeepSeek. Yeah, DeepSeek. You might have heard of it. It's been getting a lot of attention, and honestly, it's making waves in a big way. Like this thing just dropped its version 3.0, and let me tell you, the performance is pretty impressive. It's going head-to-head with some of the biggest models out there right now, including OpenAI's ChatGPT, Meta's Llama 3.0, and Anthropic's Claude 3.5.
Actually, I played it the wrong way. It should have been the other way. But anyway,
He scares me.
DeepSeek. Who?
Elon Musk. He
That's
talks like
a
a
voiceover.
robot.
So that's a
his
voice. That's a
Oh.
voiceover.
Yeah, that's a voiceover
That's a
dubbed
voiceover.
over.
That was-
They have his
yeah.
mouth
But it looked
moving.
like he was talking.
They just have his mouth moving, but it's not in sync.
It's
Oh.
not. But the bottom line is
Like,
they
who talks
use
like
this
that?
kind of material, and now DeepSeek is the #1 AI platform everywhere.
But do you not feel like here's another Chinese-owned company like TikTok that we're going to potentially compromise all of our information again, and it's just a whole nother version of TikTok with a different platform.
That's right. That's the reason why the first video should have been played the second way, because they're using now funny platforms. I got that from TikTok. The cop, he actually created that to get numbers. He threw himself down like an
And
idiot
what was the point of that?
to show how they're using TikTok to gain notoriety, because he didn't give up the platform. If you give up the platform, you can't get it back.
Well, for example, have you guys ever seen the Mike Judge movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Well, of course not, because the studio that it was being made with tried to limit its release because they thought it would hit a little too close to home to all the governments and companies and all that stuff.
But they yanked it. They took it off the air.
Right, so the base premise is it's this normal guy that's frozen, and then everybody else, their intelligence drops over the successive generations, and he ends up being the smartest guy in the entire world. In this,
It's a brilliant movie.
yeah. So, like for example, they're trying to water plants with energy drinks instead of just water,
Instead of water.
right?
That's funny.
So, and as soon as the guy makes a suggestion to turn to water, everybody panics because they're going out of business because nobody's buying the stuff.
But the essence of what the point I'm trying to make is that there is a science, a technology. So you know how Trump says he wants to buy Greenland?
Okay.
Okay. He keeps saying that enough that you begin to say, oh, he bought Greenland. Okay, good. Even though buying Greenland is the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard.
Why?
Because you don't buy countries.
Oh.
You know,
well,
so-
if it's for sale.
It's not for sale.
No,
Nobody
it's
ever
got its
said
own
it was for
government.
Everything
sale.
is for sale.
But do you not feel like there's so many things that are being pushed under the rug with smoke screens that we're missing, and we're losing context, and we're losing humanity, and we're losing,
Yes.
like yesterday was liberation of Auschwitz. You didn't see a whole lot of anything on it.
Of course
You didn't
not.
see anything done in the United States. You didn't see anyone even discuss it. I feel like we didn't even represent it as we should have. So there's so many things that are forgotten in our past that if we don't document and we don't remember it, history, as you always say, history is bound to repeat itself.
Of course it
Yeah,
again.
those that do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
And I
Yeah.
think the problem is nowadays is that the reason why you don't hear about the important things such as the liberation of Auschwitz, like everything like that, is because the media always has an agenda. The media always wants to push out agendas that are quote unquote more important. That's why you don't hear about the actual important things, the things that should be remembered, is because there's always another ulterior motive.
Yeah, 'cause
Unfortunately.
we see it on the screen that it was the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, which is huge. But that becomes the title until you see a video of what these people actually went through, until you hear the stories
Oh, I know.
of the persecution, and you look at what it was like living in Europe during this horrible time, and the snow, and the death, and what it did to families and the world and everything. But yet it's down to a headline on a blurb, 80th anniversary. I feel like we're just losing our sense of humanity and what's important because we're chasing TikTok or we're chasing fame that doesn't really even exist. And I know we're in this business, but being in this business, I feel like we have an obligation to remember the important things that are forgotten.
See, but the issue here, Dawn, is that if you're Jewish, you never forget.
Yeah, I mean, unlike most people, I follow all these
And you
Israeli
always will.
platforms. I follow the State of Israel has an Instagram. I follow Stand With Us. So I
And
can
you
keep
always
up
will.
with everything that's going on, you know?
And your children's will never forget, just like
Yeah,
yours.
but we're not the majority.
Yeah.
We're the minority.
But hold on a second. The problem here is that those that are in power here have to make it a point not to forget. And that's, if you're going to talk to anything, I would look at the change there. You know, you have rabbis, you have people of influence in this country that are Jewish. They're the ones that have to step up and say, we can't forget that.
Yeah, and they do. There's things that happen in synagogues all around the country, but it's the media's agenda because everyone's looking at the media. You're looking at the news. You're looking at, we're changing the name of the Gulf to the Gulf of Americas. Why?
I was just telling you
Why not
about
remember
this.
all? And it wasn't just Jewish people that were killed. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at 9/11. You look at all these things, and it comes down to they do more for certain things than others. But I feel like we're losing the importance of history.
I think you're right, and I think it's a plan. I think it's on purpose. I think that they say the most outlandish, most ridiculous things. Some of the laws that are being signed just don't make any sense
In power.
because it puts you in front of a camera, puts you in power. Everything this man says. I'm driving over to Tampa, and they have something called Kids Something Trump, KidsSeeTrump.com. It's a pamphlet, a book that your child, your 5 and 6-year-old, could read, all about Trump.
Okay, but Trump is very pro-Israel. That's why I support
that's
him,
okay,
because he's-
but I don't want my 5 or 6-year-old reading about anybody like that. Not about Trump, not about Obama. I don't want that.
But I think we're creating so much fear in this country. Fear of, now we got the cost of eggs because we've got bird flu. Fear of people losing their jobs because all these federal agencies have stopped hiring. There's a hiring freeze on National Security, anything that goes to the federal government. They're potentially looking at things that affect the Department of Education. That's every single person's children.
Well, he wants to
going
dismantle the Department of Education.
Going to school. Can you imagine dismantling our,
Wait, what do you
our
mean?
education
But they're
system?
dismantling it because he says it's not being run correctly. There's a lot of fat in there. People use it to build bridges in other
Well,
states.
there is a lot of corruption going on in the education system right now. That's why Trump is cutting funding from universities and all schools that support Palestine and Gaza and the terrorists. Basically, any college campus that is seen having protests supporting that cause is going to be completely
But
cut
look,
off
they've
from
also
funding.
stopped supporting schools that teach Black history, support DEI initiatives. They've stopped that also in the state of Florida.
It's not black and white, you know. Like, not every president is
Oh, that happened at the
perfect,
state
but-
level before even the president came.
We're talking state level. I heard that Santos got kicked in the jaw yesterday because they
I heard
refused to
something.
follow. He wanted to mandate what Trump wanted to do in Florida, and they said no. They're not going to do that. They're going to take it because this state is run by migrants. You want orange juice to be $15 a glass?
Some people say Florida is its own country, that America doesn't associate
Do you know,
with
I was
us.
watching the news. I know we don't do politics, but somehow I'm here today. Migrant workers. One of the gentlemen that owns a farm, it says it costs him $200,000, like something crazy number, because he's got transportation, food, as well as wages. You got to get your workers from their home to the farm and back to transport everybody. That as much money as it costs, but it's also who else is going to. You say it all the time. If someone offered you a job to pick oranges at $10 an hour versus not having a job, would you do it?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
I picked oranges a few weeks ago for free.
And my mom would go. My mom always said that, as you know, whatever you do, there is honor and pride in a job.
There is.
Right?
Rather than sitting on your butt doing nothing.
There's certain people who will turn up working at a turn down a McDonald's and go, your ancestors would have jumped at the chance because it was a better opportunity.
Did you see Whole Foods as the first unionized store? Trader Joe's is going to be next.
Well, listen,
It's getting crazy.
I used to be
It's
a union boss, so I mix emotions. It depends on the circumstance. But I heard that Costco was attacked because they refused to let go of the DEI initiative, and they were told by Republican people to change that platform. They don't want it in Costco, and Costco says no. We're going to continue to support it until the pressure comes that they can. I mean, you know, the bottom line here is that the country voted for this man. And I keep telling her.
And basically, he pulled the rug out from under them when he said he was going to promise all these things.
Well, no, he's doing everything he promised.
The people that voted for him are getting the things that they voted him for.
That's right. He now, did you hear that one of the January 6th rioters was killed in Indiana at a stop? Cop pulled him over, and a guy had a gun in his car, and a shootout happened, and they killed. That's the first guy. Law enforcement has taken care of justice in their own course. And I'm just letting you know.
Law enforcement has always been iffy, though.
Well, you know, unless you're a cop and you're in that house and you don't know what they go through, if you don't walk in their shoes, you got to be careful what you say because it ain't easy.
But they tell me the DEI initiative has two sides.
Three sides.
Three sides. One side is the side that you see in the news. The other side, right, you want equality. Blacks, Hispanics, women, Jewish, but then they want the other side of what if Michael, as a white male, is far more qualified than the African American woman applying. Hypothetically, Michael does not get the job, but is better qualified, and he should, based on what they're looking for, and she gets it. Is that fair?
No, that's because they're trying to make a point and defend themselves rather than doing what's actually right.
But apparently,
hold on.
That's like people
America,
making all the Disney princesses different races.
But hold on something. Hold on. And let's use this example. Let's stick with this example. The difference is that Michael is going to get a look at. That woman is never going to get a look at. That's what the rule, that's why they established it. It wasn't because of that you just said. It was because she wasn't getting a shot.
But and I don't know, this is just what
the NFL mandates you now for head coaching jobs, you have to interview 2 minorities. They don't care if they're black, green, purple, or whatever. You got to interview 2 minorities in your whole discussion. So if you have 12 interviews for the head coach job, 2 of them have to be minorities. It's a DEI concept, no? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
is it fair or not fair? That's a private institution doing it.
Are they private or are they a non-for-profit, as you tell me?
They're a non-for-profit.
So what does that
But they're still a non-for-profit private entity.
Can you believe the NFL is a non-for-profit?
I don't even know what that means.
They're the most...
Means they're a foundation.
They're a foundation. But think about that. Think about it. They have to have 2 minorities. I'm still waiting for the NFL to come up with the first female head coach. Ooh, baby.
That's just going to make people mad.
Why?
Because everyone pretends that they're not sexist, but they are.
Let me tell you something. Be non-sexist or not, if it wasn't for those 4 black women or 5, we never made it to the moon.
That's true.
They figured it out.
No one wants to admit that. Nobody wants to see a girl playing football.
Why? I coach girls in football.
You're the minority.
I'm not the minority.
You are.
No,
you know what I heard someone say once?
Best coaches ever made. People just don't know it. That's the difference.
There you are. True.
Absolutely.
Ready for coaching.
Absolutely. Don't ever think I'm a minority Because the object of the game here is just because I do it differently doesn't make me a minority at the thought.
The fact is, not a lot of people would agree with you.
And I'm not here to be liked.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not here to be agreed to. People always, it's really funny. When I started this business, people threw me out of their offices. NFL, Major League Baseball. Nobody watches sports on their phone. What are you, stupid? So they told me. And I traveled everywhere to try to sell this little concept that you see here. Now, do you watch sports on your phone? You ever seen soccer on your phone?
Yes.
I think sports on the phone save marriages.
Go to 24
In what
years
way?
ago. I'm just saying, just because you're new doesn't make it a bad idea.
I know we got to wrap it up, but I think sports on
Now,
your
do
phone
you
save
remember
marriages.
1986? What happened today?
No.
You?
Challenger.
You're too young.
1986.
Challenger
I wasn't
exploded.
around.
I was going to say I was at
The
college.
Sally Ride.
I was a freshman in college. Kristen McAuliffe
So 10 and 11
exploded.
Yeah, my brother was 2 years old at the time.
I remember sitting in my dorm room, like having a TV in your dorm room back then was like, wow, if you had a TV. I had a TV and we're watching
Make sure everyone's
it go up, and then you're like, you can't even believe what you're actually seeing.
But was that the stadium?
No,
No,
so
it was
space shuttle.
Space shuttle exploded.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
remember being a freshman in college in my dorm room
Wow.
actually watching that.
I was at McDonald's. I had just gotten, I did a deal with my cousin, and me and him were eating McDonald's for lunch. And we're sitting there, and they had the TV screens like this. And we're watching, and everybody's applauding. Yeah, America, yada, yada, because it was a big deal back in the day.
Mhm.
And this thing explodes, and everybody, I heard all the dishes in the back fall. Like, what? And everybody looked at each other and says, is this real? And they started screaming, turn the sound off, because the sounds are off like these. And we were just stunned. And the manager of McDonald's, he closes the door. He says, everybody don't pay. Food on the house. Because he didn't know what to do. He was in panic mode. They thought this was a bad movie. And then he tried to get the TVs off. No, don't turn it off. And we watched it. We were stunned. We were like, what?
We call those things flashpoint memories, because it's where you remember where you were when it happened.
I was standing in
So
McDonald's.
why don't you do a piece on that today?
That's amazing. When the shuttle, when the buildings went down, I was not
Exactly.
too far. I was looking at the buildings from the river, and they went down. I would never forget that day. Not
Right.
for the rest of my life. That storm of dirt that came howling and blowing. I lived there. I was like, I have never seen anything like that in my life. The bodies jumping out of the building. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you.
I had a flashpoint thing. I remember where I was like the second I heard about it was on October 7th last year. I remember exactly where I was, freaking out because my sister was in Israel at the time, and we were just panicking, trying to get her out. Like I heard like all these 9/11 stories, especially from my parents. Like, where were you? Like, all those things. I was like, that's insane. Like, I can't even imagine that. And now it's like, I know what that feels like. It's just so surreal.
Michael, we're going to work on that today. All right, we're going to wrap this up. We have to get ready for Nights with
Who's in
Lights
our
the Night.
studio that is a 9/11? Somebody said their name is put there. That they told me.
Their name?
Yeah, because they were there. They were in the towers.
Oh.
Who was it? Somebody in
What,
studio.
their spouse or their...
No. The person I was talking to them, and they
survived
told
it?
me they survived it, and their name is actually it's inscribed on the stones around the. I can't remember. It was somebody that was in here.
I don't know. All right. We're going to wrap this up. We have Lights in the Night coming with Russ Johnson today at 11, I think.
Allegedly.
We're going to see what happens. All right, more to come midday. We've got Helen Archer joining us from Cosmic Astrology Society. We've got Alan Benowitz, who wrote a book. He was an artist that was here in the studio about what it was like being raised in foster homes, because he had two deaf parents, and they couldn't handle raising all of the kids, and the kids were split up in different foster homes around New York. So an interesting story. So he's coming in today with his book.
Didn't we just have a meeting with a group that used to do that, and they changed it? Now they keep all the kids in one house or something?
So interesting stories, and more to come. So have a great morning, everyone. We'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.